Look at that, Oreo already coming over with my coffee. Dude, you're a lifesaver. Thank you so much.
Bruh.
I couldn't have picked a better cameraman and sidekick for the Micro Center videos, but you always come in clutch, man. Thank you. Let's do it. With the ongoing tariff crisis that is still plaguing America and greatly impacting the PC market, one might wonder, what kind of a gaming PC can you still build for $1,000? That is why we are here at Micro Center at the Tustin location, so we can find out. We're gonna go inside, shop around for parts, and build the best possible gaming PC for less than $1,000. Let's go. Every amazing setup begins with a solid foundation. The Platform 4 Elevate delivers the feature-rich design of Corsair's flagship desk family, but in a more compact 4-foot length, effortlessly fitting into a wide range of spaces and setups. Whether it's used for gaming, content creation, or a home office, the adjustable height desk caters to your every need. With the included modular T-channel rail system, you have the option of customizing a setup to meet your needs, whether it's to add more monitors, streaming gear, or an entire multi-frame pegboard system. And if you're terrible with cable management, fear not, as the Platform 4 features an extra wide cable tray underneath the desk and a built-in storage cubby with USB power. Elevate your desk setup with the Corsair Platform 4 Elevate desk. To learn more, click the link below. There's a restroom, actually. Oh, that coffee's coming. You're not recording, are you? So the first thing you do when you walk into any Micro Center is what, Arya?
Bundles.
Bundles, exactly. As soon as you walk into Micro Center, check out the bundles section and see what kind of deals you can get before you build out the rest of your components, because the bundle is actually gonna lay out a nice path for the rest of the components, and you can also tell how much budget is gonna be left over. So with that said, let's take a look and see what kind of bundle deals Micro Center currently has. Unfortunately, because of our $1,000 budget, we do have to stick to AMD because they currently offer the best value still, even in 2025. This is gonna be easy because we'll just filter it by the cheapest price. And right now, the cheapest bundle right now is the 7600X with a B650M board from Asus and 16 gigs of memory. That's the only downside. You get all that for $280. So it's $130 off, but we only get 16 gigs. So if we want to add an extra 16 gigs, what is that, another $40, $50?
Another 40, 50 bucks.
Yeah, so that's not gonna make any sense. That's the cheapest one, yeah. If we save about $500 for the GPU, that's not gonna leave much for the power supply, the case, storage, and all that. So I think, I hate to say it, but we're gonna have to go DDR4.
I don't think they even have a bundle for DDR4.
They don't have any bundles for DDR4, so we're gonna have to actually go with each individual component. So with that said, let's start with the CPU. What do you think we could fit in here? Let's go lowest price.
I'm thinking of 5700.
They have a 5700X for 105.
Which means we'll need a cooler as well.
Yeah, or check this actually. They have a 5800 XT, which is noticeably faster, and it comes with a cooler for only $10 more. That in itself is a good deal because the cooler, it's like $25, $30, so we're actually saving money and we're getting a faster processor. 8 cores, 16 threads with a Wraith Prism cooler for $125. Let's do it.
That's the clear option right there.
Clear option, let's do it. Here it is, Ryzen 7 5800 XT. Okay, we got our CPU, so now let's look for a motherboard. This was an easy choice because there aren't that many B550 motherboards at Micro Center. So if we filter by the lowest price, the cheapest B550 board is from Gigabyte, and it's a Micro ATX motherboard for $90.
It's actually not bad.
The next one up is Asus for $100, but we're cutting it close to our budget, so let's go with Gigabyte. The only downside, it's a Micro ATX motherboard, so if we get a full ATX case, we're gonna have,
look a bit off.
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of empty space underneath, which I'm okay with because we're still getting a pretty good deal. Okay, yeah, let's go with this one. All right, look at this selection of motherboards. But we only came here for one, and that is the Gigabyte B550 MK. PCI Gen 4 ready. The only downside is no Wi-Fi. Does not have any Wi-Fi connectivity, so we do have to hardwire the system, unfortunately. Luckily, the Wi-Fi adapter is only like 20 bucks anyways, so we can always just hook that up later. But yeah, for our budget, unfortunately, this is the best motherboard that we can slot in for under $1,000. Okay, next up we have memory. We gotta go with DDR4 obviously, so it's compatible with our motherboard. And if you're building a PC in 2025, the minimum capacity you wanna go with is at least 32 gigs. It doesn't matter if you're on DDR4 or DDR5.
Dual slot as well.
Dual slot as well. Exactly. Just so all the games that you're playing is fully supported, because there are a lot of games out there now that are very memory hungry. So going with 32 gigs will ensure that your system is gonna run fine, or your games are gonna run fine on it. Let's do dual with 32 gigs. What do we got? Let's see. Lowest price, Team Group T-Force Vulcan, 32 gig kit for $47.
What's the CL timing?
It's 3200 mega transfers, but with CL16. The timing is fast.
That's good.
But the frequency is a bit low. Let's see what else we got. Okay, so G.Skill has the same kits for $55, but 3200 mega transfers, CL16. Or we can go with the 3600, but with CL18.
Over 2 frequency, I'd rather take the extra speed.
So higher frequency, but slightly lower CL timing for $57. I think we go with that.
I think that's a clear winner.
There's not a huge difference between those two when you look at the benchmarks, but I'd much rather choose the higher frequency over the slightly slower CL timing. Okay, let's go. Memory. One of these days, we're gonna go with the Trident Z Royals. One of these days, mark my words.
Maybe next build.
You know what we haven't done so far?
What have we done?
A high-end, decked-out gaming PC at Micro Center. We've always done like budget, $1,500 or lower. We haven't done anything crazy high-end yet.
Who knows? Maybe next time.
Who knows? Who knows? Stick around and you'll find out. There we go. G.Skill rip jaws. You know what's refreshing too? We're like using all new parts for this build. We're not recycling the same stuff. Yeah. So that's also exciting. Okay, storage-wise, what can we fit in here, Arya? What are you thinking?
I'm thinking we go with our clear winner always.
Inland 1 terabyte. Let's see. There we go. Moment of truth. You're not gonna believe it. We have a new king.
Let me guess. Don't tell me. Is it crucial?
Yeah. Guess how much?
$5 more?
$1, 99 cents. It's 99 cents cheaper than the Inland 1 terabyte Gen 4. It's a clear winner. Crucial's been watching these videos and like, these guys are always going Inland. You know what? Time to undercut them by $1.
Well, Inland has now been dethroned.
Watch Micro Center watch this video now and they're like, okay, it's on. $1 less.
1 cent less?
1 cent less. 1 cent less. Yeah, exactly. All right, storage. I can't believe it. But for the first time in a while, we're going to Crucial instead of Inland. P310, 1 terabyte, Gen 4, which has, I believe, slightly faster or similar speeds to Inland, right? But this one's $1 cheaper.
Similar to the performance lineup of Inland.
Yeah, but it's $1 cheaper.
Right.
Like literally, I think $1 cheaper, right? So
about $1.
Right now, we gotta save as much as we can. So we're just go with this.
Good.
Okay, it all comes down to the graphics card. What can we fit in a $1,000 budget? We really only have 2 options here. The RX 7700 XT or the brand new NVIDIA RTX 5060 Ti 16 gigabyte model. They both have very similar performance. I think the 5060 Ti is like a few frames on average faster than the 7700 XT in 1440p, and it also has 4 more gigs of VRAM compared to the 7700 XT, but it's also $40 more expensive. So let's see if they have a 7700 XT first in stock, because that would be my first choice. No, they're out of stock. They have a 7600 XT, but that's just too slow for our build. Okay, let's take a look at the 5060 Ti. Wait, there's literally only one in stock. Okay, well that made our decision a lot easier, Arya. There's literally only one type of 5060 Ti in stock, which is the Gigabyte for $530. 21 in stock. That's good. That's looking really good. To be honest, I was leaning more towards the NVIDIA card because we get DLSS 4 and also frame gen times 4, which is perfect if you're playing story-driven games. You get to take advantage of the higher frames, albeit with slightly slower input lag, but you're not gonna notice that in story-driven games anyway. So I think this is gonna be our card for our budget. Let's go grab it. All right, time to pick up the GPU. Let's see how the stock situation is like. Oh, for starters, Intel's doing good. Look at that.
It's looking good.
B570s. Do you have any B580s though?
B580s.
That is a harder card. Yeah, no B580s in stock, unfortunately, but we have a ton of B570s. It's a start. Before, this entire aisle was completely empty, so now we're starting to see tons of new cards.
Do we still have our favorite RX 580 in stock?
Oh yes, there we go. There it is. Our beautiful RX 580 is in stock. And our favorite W7700.
Lovely.
He's still there, a longtime friend. But what else we got here? Let's take a look. 7600 XTs. We've got 7800 XTs finally back on stock, all the way up to 7900 XTXs. Look at that. Fully stocked up, ready to go. There aren't any 9070s or 9070 XTs at the moment. I wonder how the NVIDIA IL is doing. Whoa, fully stocked. This is the first time in a while that I've seen Micro Center stocked up with this many GPUs. We got plenty of 5060 Ti's to choose from, 5070s all the way to 5080s.
We have 730s as well.
And 1030s as well, but I wonder if they have any 5090s. Let's see.
I'm gonna say they don't.
Okay, so still a bit of a shortage on the 5090s, but look at this. Look how many 5080s they got in stock. From MSI to Aorus. Oh, they even got the Aorus Master. Yo, they got the Aorus Master in stock. That is a high demand GPU. But anyways, we're here for the 5060 Ti. So let's grab the 5060 Ti from Gigabyte. Here it is. Aria, the world is healing. The world is
looking
healing.
good.
It's looking good. Alrighty. Now, we don't necessarily need a cooler for this build because the stock cooler is more than efficient to keep the temps down. But in the off chance we do have a little bit of room left in our budget, I do want to add a nice cooler. So it's going to come down to either the Assassin X120 from Thermal Right, which I believe is the cheapest cooler, right? $25?
I believe so.
But if you do want to add a little bit of bling, the Hyper 212 Evo in black is our next option, coming in at $35. I say we put both of these in our cart, and if we have any space left in our budget, we'll make the upgrade.
There's that one too for 30 bucks.
Oh. Oh, it's a Bits Power cooler. I didn't even know Bits Power makes CPU coolers.
I did not know that either.
I thought they only make water blocks and water cooling gear. Okay, well in that case, let's put this one back, the Assassin, and go with either this or the Hyper 212 Halo in black. All right, so what are we thinking for power supplies, RM?
I want to say 650, but because of headroom, 750.
All we really need to power the system is a 650 watt power supply. These components do not use up a lot of power, luckily. But to future-proof the system, it's always recommended to go 100 watts more than what you need, just for upgrades in the near future. Not that there's much upgrades anyways from DDR4, but it's always nice to have that option if you decide to jump over to DDR5. So with that said, it is looking like power spec again. Unfortunately, what do we got for 750 watts? We got a gold certified power supply for $90, but it's a little bit more than I'm willing to spend on a power supply for this budget.
How about one right above it?
Oh, this one's 70 bucks actually. Oh, 80 plus, bronze certified. It's non-modular, but it's $70. This one we can do. You got all the cables as well. So it comes with 2 dual 8-pin PCI connectors and 2 8-pin CPU connectors. So again,
More than enough.
more than enough for future upgrades. All right, time for a case for our build. So we're gonna go ahead and filter by the lowest price. What do we got? Brilliantly A3 left glass panel in black.
How much?
$12.
Sold.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Okay, so actually the cheapest case here at Micro Center is the Cooler Master Masterbox Q300L for $40, but it's got only one exhaust fan in the back. It's going to be a hot box inside there.
They got it wrong. It's not Cooler Master. It's Hot Master. Or Oven Master.
Just stop. Just stop. The next one up, Gamdias GC1 tempered glass for $50, but it's got no power supply shroud.
That's
which
not
looks
gonna look
weird,
good.
which looks very weird. The one above that, we have the Inland X1 tempered glass for $55. We actually did a build in that in the $500 build, so let's not use the same case as the last episode and go with something different. Gamdius Talos E2 Elite, $60. It's only $5 more. It comes with 4 120mm RGB fans and a power supply shroud. But unfortunately, it is a mid-tower, so our Micro ATX motherboard is gonna look a bit funky in there with the empty space. However, it's still a good case for the price. And if we do decide to upgrade in the future, it does support a full ATX motherboard. So we're essentially, future-proofing the build anyways.
I believe that one also supports 360 rad as well.
Up to, no, you can only do a 280mm in the front or a 240 on the top.
Excuse me?
I'm smart, you're dumb. I'm big, you're little. I'm right, you're wrong.
Okay, yeah, this is looking like our best case. Let's go pick it up. I just want to give a huge shout out to Micro Center for honestly coming in clutch and offering the best prices during this tariff situation. They're doing the best they can to offer PC builders and gamers the best pricing compared to any other online retailer. So shout out to Micro Center for that. What is this contraption? Whoa, what is this? Is this a case? Oh, it's from Montech. Look at this.
Montech getting fancy.
This is our new trend, ladies and gents. We are done with the wood accents. We are moving on to leather. This is it. I'm calling it 2025 to 2026. We're gonna see leather cases now. Is this real leather? Look at this, actually. Oh, it feels like real leather. Actually, it could be fake leather. I can't tell. Feel it, touch it.
Let's see.
That's fancy. This is definitely for like that one executive CEO who wants a custom PC but doesn't like the flashy RGB. They want the leather look now. I can see this like in a CEO office for sure.
Oh, don't worry. If you don't like the white.
Oh, they got black too.
There's
Look at
black.
that. I kind of like the leather on the white more than the leather on the black. You know what matches with black? Wood. Wood accents match with black a lot better, but leather for some reason is really nice on white. Anyways, we're wasting time here.
Don't drop it.
I got it. I got it.
Stop, 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 stop.
Want to say hi?
How are you doing, man? What brings you to Micro Center?
I need display cables.
You came all the way to Micro Center for a DisplayPort cable?
I mean, we're already guys it is.
Okay. It's nice meeting you. No worries, man. Take care. Take care, guys.
Bye. Have a good day.
Bye-bye. All right. Moment of truth. Are we gonna stay under $1,000? If so, do we have room for the CPU cooler? Is the next question. I'm okay if we don't have enough for the CPU cooler. I think we're still getting a kick-ass system either way. But just in the off chance, if we do, we'll go with the Hyper 212 Halo Black instead, as opposed to the Phantom CPU cooler from Bits Power. It's only a $5 difference. I think this is a better looking cooler, to be honest.
It does look better.
This looks like something from Temu. What are you thinking? Place your bets. I'm gonna say $995.
You know what?
Without the cooler.
I'm gonna one up you. 996.
No. It's gotta be $5 increments. So it's gotta be $990.
I'm gonna say
Or
990.
$1,000. Okay, fine. $996 for you.
I don't like that look.
I got good news and I got bad news.
Okay, give me bad news first.
The bad news is we don't have enough for the cooler.
Okay, and what's the good news?
We made it under $1,996.93. You were actually right on the dot. I hate you. I should let you go first so I could one up you by $1. Well, I'm actually really excited to put this build together. For once, everything went smoothly on the part selection. Everything was in stock that we wanted, and I think we're gonna be building a killer system for $1,000. Okay, we're good. The box is not damaged. All right, let's go home and build this PC.
All right, let's go.
Whoa. Not you, my camera. Get out of here. Okay, let's see what $1,000 actually gets us in 2025. So we're gonna start off with Modern Warfare 3. This is 1080p, ultra settings, no upscaling. So no DLSS, no FSR, and no frame gen. Let's see what kind of frames we get. That's not bad already. 150 right off the gate. Doing on my headphones on, so obviously I wanna do pretty bad. Temps wise, we're not doing too bad either. It looks like the CPU peaked at 81 degrees Celsius and the GPU is hovering around 63 or 64 C, I should say. I mean, we're using fairly low-end components, so I'm not too worried about temps either way, but it's still nice to see that the stock cooler is more than capable to keep the temps down. Why are these people camping here, dude? 170, whoa, okay, it's fluctuating quite a bit actually. We're getting anywhere between 130 to 175 frames per second. Just depends on what part of the map I am and if there's a lot of gunfights happening. Oh, let's go. Oh, I got my triple. Sorry, I had to camp that one. I got my turret. Can I get my helo? Someone's here. Someone's right here.
Hello there.
Where's this guy?
Bruh.
What? Oh my god, I am blind. He was right there just camping.
You donkey!
How did I not see them? What the heck? Do keep in mind, this is no frame gen. No DLSS. And I've never played this map, by the way. Oh no! Okay, let's go and enable DLSS with frame gen. Okay, we jumped up to 250. Jesus. I see you. Peek. Got you. We got a nice 100 FPS boost just by enabling DLSS and frame gen. I don't really notice any input lag, to be honest. Look at that. I'm still fast as boy. All right, just for fun, let's do 1440p with DLSS and frame gen enabled. You're cooked. We're actually doing not too bad, 180 frames per second with frame gen enabled. All right, that's enough of Modern Warfare 3. Moving on to the next game. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it, but I have to show you guys Fortnite performance. So here we are, 1080p DX12. Let me show you guys the rest of the settings real quick. We're currently on the auto set, TSR high. We don't have DLSS enabled, and the super resolution is set to recommended, and we are on 72% of the 3D resolution. And here are the rest of the settings. And we're in the middle of the new Star Wars season, it looks like. Averaging over 200 FPS consistently. Oh, someone's shooting at me, I think. Oh. Let's go. Oh, no way I got him at that distance. I think I'm versing bots. Oh, we got some pretty nasty frame dips, actually. I think we dropped down to like 150. I mean, we are consistently over 200, so that's not bad. Whoa. And yeah, there it is. We just dropped to 160 frames, so it's kind of all over the place. Okay, so the CPU times seem to be a lot higher in Fortnite compared to Modern Warfare 3. It looks like we're peaking at 89 degrees Celsius, and the GPU is also slightly hotter as well, 59 C it seems. Sure enough, peaked. Let's turn on DLSS, see what we're getting. Keep it on performance. About a 30, I would say 20 to 30 FPS boost just by switching on DLSS. You're cooked. Let's go. What the hell did I just do? Oh, I got the sword. Yo, let's go. I embraced the dark side, apparently. Let's go, dude. This thing is so overpowered. No shot. Oh, I was missing all my shots. I'm so terrible at this freaking game, dude. Okay, next game is the finals, which is the only game that I enjoy playing currently. We're gonna start off simple, 1080p, high settings, no DLSS or frame gen enabled. as you can see here. Right off the bat, we're doing pretty good. We're averaging around 120 frames per second, which is actually pretty good for the finals, considering it's a very demanding title. So it's nice to see that the 5060 Ti can keep up. Oh, can't get away from me. I see you. This guy's name is Girthquake. Sir Jack Hoffalat. If there's one thing that the finals is really good at, is the creative player names. Cooked. Get out of here. I don't think this game has dipped once. I saved it. Let's go. First cash box is ours. Oh, let's go. Look at that, baby. I still got it. I still got it, even with no headphones on. This is definitely playable in 1080p with no upscaling, but let's crank it up, shall we? I always play this game with frame gen enabled, so it just makes sense to enable it. There it is, DLSS. What do we got? Oh my lord. That's what I'm talking about. 330 frames per second. Now we're talking. Let's go! Oh my god, I'm cooking. No! I still got him. It's up to you, Sir Jack Hoffalat. Oh, I think we got it. Let's go! GG's. Let's go. All right, last but not least, let's take a look at Cyberpunk 2077, because these are the types of games that the RTX 50 series cards shine in the most because of, DLSS and upscaling technology. But we're gonna start off simple, 1080p, no upscaling tech, no frame gen, and we are getting in the low 60s, it looks like, which is not off to a great start. I know Cyberpunk is a very demanding title, but it's still crazy to see that the 5060 Ti is still struggling to hit 100 FPS in 1080p. So in some parts, actually, we are getting pretty close to 100, which isn't terrible. So yeah, anywhere between 60 and 100. So if you average that out, we're talking about 80 FPS on average in high settings with no upscaling technology. I mean, it's still playable. Anything over 60 FPS in story-driven games, to me, is considered playable. If it comes to FPS, I need at least 165 FPS. But for story-driven, I feel like 60 is the bare minimum if you really want to enjoy the game. So yeah, I mean, not bad. Cyberpunk is one of the games that is more enjoyable with DLSS and frame gen. So let's go into graphics. Let's go with DLSS super resolution, keep everything else on auto, and enable frame gen. Let's see what we got. Bam! 350 frames per second. Why is my car always running me over? Look at those juicy, juicy frame numbers, boys and girls. That's what I'm talking about. 300 frames per second on a 5060 Ti. That's wild. I know we got, upscaling technology and frame gen and stuff, but who cares? Look how smooth the game is. Okay, there is quite a bit of frame dip actually. It looks like we're dipping even to the low 200s. So the average FPS is actually all over the place. But for the most part, we're getting over 250. Just driving around. In some cases over 300. And during battles, yeah, we're still getting over 300. Yeah, I'm impressed. $1,000 still gets you a lot in 2025. Okay, so overall, the build didn't turn out too bad. For aesthetics, I would give this a solid 6 out of 10 because we are still using the stock power supply cables. There's a cutout near the power supply shroud exposing the blue sticker from the power supply, which sticks out like a sore thumb. And we're using a micro ATX motherboard with a mid tower. So we have a lot of empty space underneath. I did manage to use a cheat code, however, when it comes to managing the cables. Instead of routing them through the bottom grommets, I passed them through the motherboard cutout instead, which kind of shortens the cable length and makes it look less terrible. There was, however, one thing that Arya and I overlooked when putting together the parts for this PC. RGB support. This motherboard has no RGB headers, and as a result, I was unable to connect the CPU cooler and the fans from the case. So they're stuck on the default RGB rainbow effect. Arya, you're fired. I never have to worry about RGB headers because all modern boards have at least one 5-volt RGB header on here, but I completely forgot that we're building on an AM4 board, and this one specifically has none. Luckily, standalone RGB controllers do exist and they only cost $12, which gives you the option of controlling all the lights via a button directly on the controller or through a remote like any of these. When it comes to value, I would rate this system an 8 out of 10, simply because we're not on DDR5 and the 7700 XT was out of stock, which was my first choice. That would have saved us enough money to where we can afford the DDR5 bundle. In fact, the day after I got back, Micro Center received a ton of stock on the XFX 7700 XT, which was selling for $430. So if I redid the parts list, it would actually look like this. And since all the Micro Center videos are unscripted, we walk in there like a regular customer. We just roll with it and build the best possible gaming PC given the current inventory and the prices. If we went with the 7700 XT, not only will we have been able to go with the 7600 bundle, but we would have also had enough money left over for the CPU cooler. So in reality, this should really be called the best budget RTX 5060 Ti PC build under $1,000 for 2025. Even though both cards are very similar in rasterization performance on average, there are a few advantages of going with the RTX 5060 Ti. For starters, it has 4 more gigs of VRAM, which is nice, and you get access to DLSS 4. With the 7700 XT, you only get access to FSR 3 and not FSR 4. So the 5060 Ti actually performs better when enabling AI upscaling technology. At the end of the day, it comes down to personal preference. If you guys want a better gaming CPU with an open upgrade path, then go with the Ryzen 7600X bundle with the 7700 XT. But if you want a higher core count and an RTX 5060 Ti in your PC, then this is your best route. The Ryzen 7 1500 XT is still a very solid gaming chip with 8 cores and 16 threads, which is very useful for streaming and applications that require multi-cores. Either way, I'll drop a link to everything I use in the build down below if you guys want to check it out. If you're enjoying the Micro Center videos, consider tossing a like and subscribe because I'll be heading out to the new Micro Center location in Santa Clara in the next few weeks, so expect another Micro Center video coming your way. Thanks so much for watching as always, and I'll see you very soon in the next one.